right. Next question. What is the weirdest first date you've ever been on? Well, I've got one.
Okay.
We went to Chili's. I'm sure I've told you all this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. We went to Chili's and we had Chili's, and then we walked across the parking lot to Studio Movie Grill, which is a chain of movie theaters that you could also eat at, but we didn't eat there. We ate at Chili's. And then we went, we saw Clerks 2. And then we went back to his apartment and he turned on the Office Season 1 DVD and we were making out, and he definitely wanted to fuck on the first date and I was not going to do that. And I just was like, no, thank you. And then, because I stood my ground, and then he was kind of like huffy, and then he like huffed off and like went into the bathroom for a while. And I just like watched The Office Season 1 on DVD.
Well, he jerked off.
And then he came back and was very relaxed and fell asleep immediately. And I was like, oh, am I going to stay here all night? And I just got my things and left. I was like, I got to go to my class at Eastfield in the morning. So I drove all the way from Plano, where he lived, in an apartment with the other guy that I used to hook up with, that I did hook up with. And this guy was pissed. He was like, why'd she sleep with you? And the guy was like, I don't know. I was like, I'll tell you why. He wasn't a little weird weasel. He was a weasel, but he wasn't like a little weird one. Also a weasel. But yeah, that was like a very, that was like one of my first post dump behind a dumpster, like go out on a date. And it was weird.
Oh my God. Hannah says, I just died of cringe.
Let me read it. One time I hung out with a guy. Later, he parked us in a field and said, have you ever been kissed in the moonlight?
Kill me.
Squirrely face emoji. Then proceeded to stick his whole mouth on my lips. Bad kissers make me want to, like, you know, do you guys ever know what popples were?
Yeah, I had a popple.
We had a bunch of popples where the bear, there's a pocket on its ass, and you shove it up its own ass.
Yeah.
Bad
turns into a different animal.
Who like mouth over your mouth make me want to popple myself and just like go into like a popple. And just,
I thought you were going to say it's like the popple opening of the bag is what the mouth is like over your mouth. It does look like this. It looks kind of like a butthole. And if your mouth is coming at you, like,
I just lost consciousness.
I don't like it. That's exactly what I was going to say. That would give me the ick. So it doesn't take much for me to get the ick. And I would immediately like dissolve like the squonk I would want to die.
Me there on the spot.
I hate that kind of stuff. I don't like, I won't even call it romantic because I don't think it's romantic. I think it's super cringy and just like
saying shit like that. To me, it's like, because you're not really asking. You're asking because you want to sound like a person that would.
Yeah. And I know. It makes me so uncomfortable.
It's the difference in being like, have you ever like gone out to a field and made out? You know, like kind of like being like, have you ever been kissed by the moonlight? And you're like, is there a camera somewhere? Why are you talking
it's
this
not
way?
happening tonight.
These are really good date stories. We're going to start reading them out loud.
Okay.
So next one, Cassidy says, had a guy ask me to order his food for him while he hid in the bathroom because he was too nervous to talk to the waitress.
What?
I had to text him when the coast was clear. I texted my friend instead and had her pick me up.
Why? Was it his ex?
I don't know.
Was she hot? That's so weird.
He wanted to tell her.
Was he just socially like?
He managed to show up for the date.
Yeah. Why would you choose a restaurant if you can't talk to a waitress? You're just setting yourself up.
Go to McDonald's, order on the thing. CJ asked, I had a guy who lit up a cigarette, made a surprise face, and he said, I'm slowly trying to kill myself so I don't live past my mother.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a boner killer.
In it.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Also, smokers. I mean, at the time, I probably would have because I smoked. But
I went on a first date with a guy, and we went to Pluckers. And then halfway through the date, he was like, "Can we go sit outside so I can vape?" And then we dated for like 8 months. All right. Cassio says, one time I went on a date with a guy who took me to a fancy bar, proceeded to tell me about how rich his family was and how they went to Europe on holidays all the time, but then refused to pay for my drink because he didn't want a girl who was using him for his money. What a fucking slimy setup. He was poor. He was secretly poor.
That's all a lie.
Nikki said, I went on a casual date in town. The inn comes and he's like, oh, I only brought $5. You got us?
Nope. Immediate. Never. That's the only date you're having.
Oh, Cassidy said the man was afraid of a middle-aged Olive Garden waitress. They can be vicious. I'm kidding. I don't know. They're probably lovely. Michaela says, I had a guy sit on me on his lap in a room that only had an armchair and told me the reason he had his tongue pierced is because his dick is small and he has to compensate.
Why would you say that? Just no one's gonna want to get past that. You've done it to yourself. You dug yourself a hole.
That also just shows such a lack of judgment to think that would be like a good thing.
Like
to say
funny.
To a person,
I think people that do that think like, I'm going to get ahead of it and be quirky and funny because really I'm like ashamed. But if I call it out, then I can't be hurt.
I guess he's covering up for it. Stacy says, I once dated a guy who bought us peanuts at Rite Aid and then dumped them out and counted them so that we had an even amount. He never
my God. That's psychotic.
He's like, you got actually 11 peanuts and I only got 10. So
wow. There's so much childhood trauma in all of these like things. Like all of this can be tried. What?
Kelly said, had my date knock over a whole pitcher of strawberry margs on my white 501.
Oh no.
It was the late 80s. They wrecked your jeans and not even in a good way. He just looked at me and said, this is over, right?
Which one?
It was a Chili's.
Oh yeah. It was a Chili's.
Hell
nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. Isabel said, I went on a date where a guy kept talking about his junk and then sent me a picture of it and it low-key scared me. So I went home afterwards.
That's
penis
good
pictures,
for you. And like, fuck you for sending a picture of your dick to someone on a date.
That's insane.
It's like very
aggressive and
implies that you're expecting something.
And also, yeah, I don't care about your boundaries. And whatever. But I feel like the act of taking a dick pic, it's impossible for it to ever be attractive.
Yeah.
Every dick pic is so cringy.
Every single
dick pic, start to finish. It can be the most preciously beautiful, carved from marble, beautiful cock you've ever seen in your life. But if it's like this, it's bleh. I'm poppling.
Wait. Are you saying that the person is in it?
Sometimes they are, or even just like, even if they're like, because you know that on the other side of it, they're like this.
Is that them? Is that the noise of them pulling it up?
They're stretching around. Or like me. They might be me. We don't know. But
I don't think I've ever got one.
I got one from like the worst person that's ever been made. And then I got one.
Whoever that is knows who they are.
They do. Fucking wretched. And then I got one. I mean, yeah, I got one from a guy I dated. I'm not going to say who he is because like it's getting to the point that like people like know who these people are. But I'll just say a person I dated.
I am not asking for maybe I don't know. I don't know if he did. Okay.
He said, get your phone out.
Let's see. If there is a legitimate picture.
I'm going to lose my mind. I like that you turned it away from me.
No, I'm trying to get my face recognition. There is no text.
I was just curious.
There's no text.
A trench coat and Crocs. Yeah, the dick pic has never turned anyone on, Michaela. You're right.
I'm sure it's turned a lot of people on.
Some people.
I know a lot of people that are into that.
I just find.
I can't say I know a lot.
For me personally, I don't like it.
I've had friends.
I would rather have
mostly males that would be into that.
I like implications, like saying oh maybe I'll see you later, and then you know like that. I would like that versus like.
Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do with that?
Straight up.
I got no use for that.
Nope. Next. Letty says, you two always look so lovely. What are your favorite skincare or makeup products? Great question. Thank you very much. I have been on a Fenty Beauty kit. What? It's a huge file. It's like loading.
Oh.
Loading. Loading. Wait, let me see your phone. Did it crash? It crashed your phone.
Oh my God, I do have a text.
Wait, let me see.
No.
No. I just want to see that it says it was a text from Tommy Brown. Now.
I'm scared. Okay.